Okay, it's Sunday. We normally talk about stump grinders on Sunday. Today we're dealing with the ZT1844 Bandit, and I need to tell you about belts. But before I do that, just want to tell you guys thanks for all the subscribers and the likes and the comments. And remember, every week I give away stickers. The original one was, remember, if you're not learning something new every day, you must be dead. If you're an automotive guy or a stump grinding guy, these are available to you in the contest. Or if you're a stump grinding guy, Stump Grinding Mafia, established 1998. These are all my own designs. If you win, you just tell me which one you want. In order to win, you got to be a subscriber, you got to make a like, you got to make a comment, as long as it's a positive comment or something, hey, we could all use, or encouraging, or whatever. Okay, you guys have been fantastic. And every week before the new video comes out, I use a random computer generator. It goes through the comments, and that's how you win. It picks out of a comment, said, this comment, tells me who, and then I send you, I'll let you guys know, I send you a deal. You have to look in your comments for the video before that you entered and comment. That's where it will tell you that you're a winner, and to send me your info to my email, mustangrebuilder.com. Or no, mustangrebuilder@gmail.com. Sorry about that. Anyway, long story short, this is the 38 horsepower. This machine's about 2 years old now. It's honestly about 800 hours, I guess. The hour meter came off, and some of you that have on a ZT know it's flimsily glued to the side here with some kind of just like adhesive tape. There are differences. There's the SG40 now, which I'm going to discuss with you guys about in another video. Sometimes you guys think it's only a new belt system on it. No. I managed to get a hold of some documentation for dealer only. I already knew this stuff. And I'll tell you exactly. There's a bunch of little differences. Basically the same machine, but everything you were fighting or had problems with, they actually updated. The belt system is true. Okay, the new one is totally different. I, as you know, outsource parts for anything, for Mustangs, and especially the Bandit machines or whatever. I try to find, a lot of companies hide the real part number or who their suppliers are. I dig deep and I try to find them. If I find it, I pass it on to you guys, especially in a video, in the comment section or whatever. I just do my best. I enjoy doing that. And, I'm fixing my machine, so if I find it, I pass it on to you. I'm doing the hard work for nothing. Anyway, long story short, I know this is about belts, but I need to tell you something. If you guys own a ZT, I've told you this before, all right? You need to know or make sure that the belt system has been the update that they had on it. From the factory, there was a problem, all right? When I first got this machine, I needed a new belt. Like after 100 hours, I ordered a belt. I was like, that one didn't fit. Order another one, and another guy was so nice off of a Facebook group for stump grinding, and there is one for ZTs and SGs on Facebook. Type that in. There's a very good group just for these machines on there, and there's very nice young guys on there telling you problems and solutions or sources and stuff also. I post on there also. Okay, now the belt system, they upgraded it on this. But really, I found out through some backdoor sources, and I'm not even really allowed to say who I found out or how I found it, but let's just say I went through a back door, and I found out. They, in the beginning, did not want to tell us that there was a problem with these belts. You would buy a belt, and every belt would be like a different length. I mean, just maybe even 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. Belts have an inconsistency when they're being manufactured as far as length. So you would put one on and adjust it, and it was still loose as a goose. You're like, hey, what's going on here? I made calls back and forth. They would not admit that there was a problem. Finally, Adam, there's an upgrade kit. Many of you know about it. I sent out information on it and all. I'll show you. But I've said this in another video. You're going to be grinding and everything. Buy yourself a cordless ratchet or a battery operated 3/8 impact. And if you're going to run either this that's from Harbor Freight, the earthquake. I showed you videos on it. Or this, make sure it's a 6-point socket. All right? Because a 6-point, you won't have slippage or round off. Fits perfect in here in the holes like it's supposed to. All right, that you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 points. That's why it's called a 6-point. It fits that nut or bolt perfectly. You're out in the field. You're out in the field. Time is money, right? I've already taken out some. And also buy yourself some spare bolts. Keep a box in your truck. Another young guy made a video about this. It's fantastic, all right? He warned you guys that these do not seal the covers. Don't seal all the chips and dirt out of it. So I recommend at least once a week you open this up and you take out any dirt, because the dirt will get down in these belts and that'll help wear you out. It'll also wear out these. These I'll source out and I'll give you a source for them. I'm going to change mine out again. I didn't keep the last box that I should have. I'll go to my bearing supplier and I'll find the manufacturer and all. I'll make another video showing you the exact deal. If you can see down here, this is the upgraded tensioner. Before they came up with that, out of an emergency, I had to weld one here to get this to crank down enough on this belt. All right? Now, let me tell you something. If this wheel here gets a little wore out, it will wear out the top and start destroying your belt. This one's still good. I know the one on the other side it's time to be changed. I'm running on a belt that's about to explode on the other side, but I'm going to tell you why here in a second. The whole purpose about this whole video is, once again, to tell you about belts. I found two manufacturers to get belts from. One is called D&D. That's what's on here right now. That is a backup belt. All right, they're made by D&D, and let me see here so I can show you. All right, made by a company called D&D Power Drive. All right, you can get it from offroadbelts.com. I'll put a link to them, or you can order them off Amazon. And this belt, these two belts I'm holding here, these are for the other side. Okay, the side with the clutch. All right, these belts from D&D are $46 on Amazon, $46.31. I got it like in a day, all right? And they're A49s. Remember, there's 3 belts in one, all right? Because on the pulleys, there's 3. So there's an abbreviation like a 3/A49. Now, this is your cheap belt. This is $46.31, all right? A Gates, no, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I'm sorry, I'm looking at a distance. The D&D, your cheap repair on this is $18.16 on Amazon. Forgive me, all right? I'm tired. Now, at $18.16, it's really tempting. Remember, this is for the other side, the side that goes on the clutch. But a Gates belt, and it's called a high-powered belt, which is right here. These are known as Gates High Power 2 Power Band, A49s. These are side by side, same thickness and everything. But the composition of the belts is different. You say, well, a belt's a belt, right? These produce a lot of heat. All right? And this belt has a rough texture. And after it gets, let's say you're grinding stumps and you're grinding for an hour or even 30 minutes and you're grinding heavy and hard, okay? And you're pushing the machine basically. And you hear, you know, you're almost stopping your cutter wheel because you're pushing so hard. We call it smoking a belt, you know? It's like on a riding lawnmower or if you're cutting thick grass and you hear the belt squeal. When every time you hear a belt squeal on these, you're starting to smoke a belt. In other words, it's loose. You need to tighten it up, or you got it really hot. This material here is a really very hard compound, and once these get smoked real good, they'll squeal like a son of a gun. You can tighten them and crank them and tighten them and crank them. You're still going to get slippage on your cutter wheel. The Gates belt, I'll show you here. These are not very flexible. They're pretty stiff. Gates belt is like Gumby. It's very, very, I call it rubbery. So it grabs the inner part of these pulleys really well. And you don't get that much belt squeakage. The machine will perform like it did new. And if you use these D&Ds in the very beginning, you start grinding, you say, hey, I'm back to cutting real well. The minute it gets hot, you'll start cursing and saying, what's wrong with my machine? It doesn't cut like when I first bought it. And I've experienced that. I was scratching my head, and they're brand new belts. It's not cutting like the first day. Why not? That's the reason why. There is a difference in belt manufacturers. So from D&D, I do recommend buying a set for both sides. And these are your emergency belts. When you're out in the middle of nowhere or whatever and you blow one of your good belts and you got to finish a job, buy these. Because the D&Ds, like on this side here, on that side there is $18.16. For the cutter wheel belt on D&D, it's only $47.35. Here's the difference. The Gates on that side, 46 versus 18. And the Gates, oh my God, the Gates on this one. D&D's 47. The Gates on this side is $178. Even more if you order it from Bandit, all right? I'll put the links to them. And let me tell you something. This is the big belt that goes on this side, okay? This is the belt, same thing as the Gates Super HC Power Band. These belts are hard to come by, okay? There's a shortage of them for some reason. If you order them even on Amazon or whatever, or eBay, it takes you a week to a week and a half to get them. And the cheapest I found them was, like I say, $178, you know, but it's the right belt, okay? That's all I can tell you, it's the right belt. And these machines run real hot. I think when these get hot, they get stickier. That's what helps us out. And, well, I got something else I got to tell you. It's hard to tell you this, but, you know, like, I consider myself almost like an investigative reporter. Like I told you, I couldn't tell you their sources. I was very depressed when I found this out. So, you know, the SG40, you guys that got that, God bless you, because it's got all the improvements. They no longer use this on this side, all right? Because from an engineer, and I've talked to a bunch of engineers, and I've talked to factory engineers, can't say where, even competitors, okay? The new system goes to where it goes from here and goes up over. There's a hump here in this panel. And the hump holds a pulley like these, but smaller right here. And the adjustment goes from here up. It pushes that belt, which is proper tension on a belt. This here, this system pushing down, it's actually, from an engineering point of view, kind of a failure. A very good failure. So, I asked the factory, better as parts, I says, hey, what's it going to cost me? Did you guys come up with a kit to change this side so I can have that pulley here? The other side that was changed, what's it going to cost me to change in parts? And I said, oh, Adam, around $2,000. That's all right. Did you build a kit for it? They said, we talked about it. That's all right. No biggie. $2,000. I'll make that money. Send me one of those kits. I said, unfortunately, I'm not sending it out. I said, why not? Well, they talked about it. It's because it requires some welding aspects and some modifications. And the answer given to me was it'd be too complicated for the average person or even average shop to do. Which is true. If you go to an average shop, even a Bandit dealer, a lot of them really haven't worked on very many of these. There's only about, from what I understand, 2000 ZT1844s out there. And then they went to the SG40s. Okay. So I was in shock. I thought there was a lot more. But I don't recommend buying one of these. If you're a guy going out and want one, I recommend, and I tell people all the time, same money, maybe $1,000 more, let's just say, or $2,000 more, buy the SG40. I'll go over another video. Every little problem that was here, they've corrected. This machine has made me, I don't know what I made with this machine, probably 85 grand already. And this is my, my emergency machine, my backup machine, or my machine to, like I say, I do smaller areas. This is makes me more money, So I love this machine. People can't get into places I can get into. It's dirty. I got to power wash it today. It's seen some service this week. But basically, I think I covered you on that. Make sure that you have the upgraded system. If not, there's a kit for that from the factory. I think it's about 140, 160 bucks. It's worth it, It'll take you about 4 or 5 hours you got to gather up the right tools to do it, which I did it on a rainy day. I think I've covered everything on that, except for one more thing. So I asked the factory, so what's my solution? You won't sell me the upgrade kit. Their solution was that you trade your machine in and get the SG40. I didn't think that was the right answer. All right. A lot of you guys saved up a lot of money and stuff. But talk to your dealer about it. And I may get into a lot of trouble with this. This is my opinion. Just my opinion. All right. If you go to trade your machine in, don't. Sell it outright. And then with that money, maybe it costs you an extra, 5 grand plus the money you got back from selling your machine to get the SG40, do that. Don't trade your machine in. You trade your machine in, they're going to wash it, clean it, whatever, upsell it, make $2,000 or $3,000 more. Why not you make it? Okay? So when your machine gets, I'd say, 500 hours or whatever, sell it and go get an SG40. It's me talking to you, right? Or keep it if it's your backup machine. Just always keep the really good belts. You'll be all right if you're not using it every day. If you're using this every day, at least if you're doing a lot of stumps, I'm a production guy. Make sure to open up this case at least every other day or two. And you see how fast it is using a cordless battery operated impact. I do this in the field all day long, no problem. You see I'm near the end of adjustment on this. Even though it's tight, I'm going to pull it. And I'll even keep that belt as an emergency belt, just hanging on the wall or whatever. Anyway, that's enough for this video. So we talked about belts. Hopefully this helps somebody, I don't like to see young guys or even guys first getting this business get stuck and feel like they got shafted or whatever. If I can help you with some kind of shortcut, that's what I'm about. Remember, the contest, all right, all you got to do is open to anyone in the world. You tell me you want this one or you want this one, the Stump Grinding Mafia. Because as far as I'm concerned, any guy that watches my videos as a stump grinder, you're part of my mafia. I get in a lot of trouble for using that word, but anyway, remember, make a comment. The Sunday before the next one comes out, the computer generates 2 people that win. It's open up to anyone in the world. 2 people randomly picks. I send you those for free. But in order to, the computer grab you got to make a comment. You have to be a subscriber and a like for it to grab you. So anyway, God bless you. It's just a short video. If you want something else or need to know something, I try to always be here. And I'll make a video, hang out for a second. I'm going to show you some past sticker winners too in a minute. I'll put those in when I go upstairs to the office. I just want to let you guys know that you guys just helped me through a lot. Seems like I help you guys, but it helps me, okay? Just knowing that I'm helping people. And all the wonderful comments from around the world. Anything else, yada yada. Oh, remember I told you I'll tell you about the 2 different machines? somehow or the other, I got a hold of some dealer-only information. And some of you guys think that this is the only thing changed on the belts. I know every single thing they changed on them. And I wasn't supposed to be able to see that. But through the power of the internet, somehow or the other, it fell in my lap. So when I make that other video, I'll make some stuff available to you, some pictures and stuff. You guys with the SG40s, you guys may not even know what us original guys dealt with. Okay, so you're doing right. Anyway, engineering, and remember, if you're not learning something new every day, you must be dead, because I still learn something every day. Thank God, so I'm not dead. See you next one. God bless you.